Hey guys, can you hear me?
What's up, Chris?
Hey,
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on, guys? How you doing?
What's good? It's just me so far. When Dylan comes in here, you'll see a little bubble for him next to our little bubbles here. So it's just us right now. This is recorded, but we have no audience yet. There we go. We got Dylan on.
Awesome. Glad to have him.
Let me invite him up to the stage here.
And feel free to let me know if my audio cuts out a little bit.
Yeah, Chris. And if you want to accept your invitation to co-host, you should have a little invitation thing, and then we'll make Dylan the other co-host.
I did look for it. I'm on my mobile device right now, so I don't see the actual notification popping up.
Do you see a little like gear on the bottom or something, or one thing with like a one, or a little the little thing with the people, the little thing with the people on the bottom?
Well, let's see here.
Like there's like a little
Yep.
wand. It says mic is on, and there's a little people.
Yeah, I do see yourself as the host. It does say myself as a speaker, but it doesn't say an invitation invite there for co.
No, wait, hold on. I'm gonna cancel the invite. I'm gonna send you another one. Let me see.
I
All
got.
right, see if anything like just popped up now.
Oh, yep.
All right, do that.
I should be a co-host of this space.
There you go. Okay, what's up? Welcome to Talking About Life. It is 9 o'clock. We're lying. It's 9:01. We had delays, but for all intents and purposes, it's 9 o'clock. We got Chris here co-hosting, and we have Dylan the Coder on the show. We're gonna interview and find a little bit more about Dylan. What's going on? Can you hear us? Okay.
Hey, yeah, it just stopped. It just stopped being glitchy for me. I'm good to go now.
Perfect. Right on time. Right on cue to get you on stage here. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Dylan. And by the way, let me start out by just like thanking you for the opportunity to come on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, our pleasure, dude. We're just we're kind of starting out as a podcast here. We've been going through some co-hosts. This is actually Chris's first time co-hosting. So, welcome Chris. Congrats on your first co-hosting round. Hopefully we make it the distance and we go 111 years. That'd be fantastic. If not, thanks for being on this episode. And we're getting the shit done. Because it's not about it's not about giving up or having things perfect. It's about figuring them out along the way.
Absolutely. Listen, Ian, thank you for having me. Dylan, again, thank you for taking the time out of your evening or day, wherever you may be in the world, right? You never know what time difference is. But happy to have you here. Happy to have the opportunity to connect with you and learn a little bit about you and what you got going on in your life.
Yeah, actually, that's a good segue. Dylan, if you want to just kind of open up with kind of where you're at and then, kind of who you are for the audience here. Yeah, Chris, I think he's in like Australia or some like Australian time. It's like
Oh,
it's like
wow.
Thursday at like 1 p.m. I think for him. But Dylan, I'll let you take it away here.
Wait, you think it's Thursday for me right now?
Is it what did you was it
Dude,
Thursday for you?
dude.
Oh
No,
no,
man,
dude,
I'm
I'm
in
so fucked up.
Florida,
No, that
dog.
was that was the guest. No. I'm thinking of the dude who's coming on next week. Yeah, there's a dude who hit me up. Yeah, fuck it, my bad. There's a dude who's coming on next week who when it's 9 here for him, it's 1 p.m. Thursday for him in Australia. My bad, Dylan. I'm sorry. I'm getting my
No,
shit
dude,
mixed.
that's
I only have two guests and I mixed them up
Yo,
already.
yo, Dylan, just so you know, this is actually Ian's first time being a co-host.
It is not, but I think Dylan listened to the other episode, so he knows. But all right, anyway, sorry. So you're in Florida. So okay, anyway, so forget that whole other thing because I'm fucked up. But yeah, go ahead.
got you.
Just give us a quick little intro. Who you are. You're a coder. You're a guitar player. You're a positive person and thinker. But how would you phrase it? Who are you?
I've never really been good at answering those questions. Yeah, I do. I definitely write code. I love doing that. I love writing music. I'm just like a creative type in general. Um, and to, make it a little more relevant for the audience, and this is the truth is like my life is sort of like consumed right now by Web3, and, I'm sort of, they say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but I'm kind of like doing that for Web3 right now. I just think that in 20 years, it's going to pay off so much. So everything in my life right now sort of revolves around that, from music to, games that I'm building and codes that I'm writing. And all of this is just sort of all in, push the chips all in on Web3 right now.
Dylan, that's awesome. If you don't mind me asking, just for the audience that may not know what Web3 is as it pertains to like game development, music, or the things that you're working on, what exactly is that?
Well, I think the oversimplification of Web3 is true digital ownership. At least that's what it means to me, is, and transparency, right? So,
Okay.
everything on the blockchain is like super transparent. Every transaction that's ever happened on Ethereum, ever, you, the layman can go and look at all of this. Um, so even though, scams are pretty prevalent right now, I don't think it's going to be like that in 20 years, because we can see where all of these people who rug, like, we can see where the money goes to their wallet. Like, it's so, like, it's the truth. Like, you can't hide it on the blockchain. And the other thing that it enables is true digital ownership. So, you know when it's specific, I think it's going to be really big for gaming, right? Like, it's cool to have tokens and like utility passes, and but I think gaming is going to really sort of be the massive thing that kind of, they call it mass adoption. I think that gaming is what's going to drive that, because when people start to understand that, I don't play Fortnite, but I guess skins are a big thing on Fortnite. It's like, okay, well, what if I told you could
Yeah,
own that and then
you
resell
see
it when you're
you see
done
all
with
these
it?
you see all these kids, right, that like want to be dressed up as Black Panther or Thor, and it's almost like kind of like being something that they're not, but they feel invested into that, and the future is going that way a little bit cosmetically, right?
Yeah, I think it is, and I don't think people are really like considering the impact that, um I mean, people in general. I think people in Web3 probably understand, but I don't think that people really understand, like, when AR technology becomes more prevalent, when we're all walking, when what's the next smartphone, right? Like, that sounds crazy, like it's
Dylan, hold on.
unfathomable.
Let me ask you this: on the
Hmm.
coding side, right? So you're Dylan the coder, right? I know nothing about
Yeah.
coding. I know Chris probably also knows similar to me. We don't know so much about coding. We're not coders ourselves. Um, on the coding side, so like, what sort of coding do you do? Like, does the coding you do integrate into the Web3 aspect? Like, can you write smart contracts? Are you, coding on the blockchain, so to speak? Are you going to build games that integrate with NFTs? Are you a Web 2 coder that's kind of, getting your feet wet in Web 3? Like, where does the coding tie in?
Yeah. So my background, I mostly learned how to code for doing, um, it basically AI. So it's like, it's technically more like on the machine learning side of things. So I love doing like predictive models, and
Wait, you're going to do like an
um,
iRobot, but better?
that's the end goal. But I think that we're much farther from that than we are from from
Okay.
Web3. So part of me definitely kind of wishes that I kind of could go back a little bit and start out with Solidity. I'm just now, like, I can do basic smart contracts, like, which frankly, a lot more people could probably do basic smart contracts than, I think somebody with very little coding experience could do basic smart contracts. But I am learning a little bit more on the advanced side right now. I have some ideas that I want to play around with, for like more advanced smart contracts that, I don't think anybody's really doing right now, and I really would like to experiment with that. But to answer your
What do you
question,
want
my
to do?
background
Like,
is actually,
or keep going. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's okay. That would be a lot, right? So I'm working on a project with my friend Musty, and that's Musty Magic
Musty,
NFT.
let's go, Musty.
Yeah, he's a fantastic guy, one of the best comic artists I've ever seen, and fortunately for all of us, so fortunately for all of us, Web3 people, he's hanging out with us now and creating, and we're cooking up something. Um, and I'm not trying to be one of those projects that like, hey, I don't want to sell it. It's I don't know how to
Sell the
articulate
fuck
it.
out of it, bro. You're the guest on this show right now, bro. If you want to sell it, fucking sell it, bro. This is the time. This is the place. This is the moment.
Well, so that the problem is that I it's still so much in the if that project is still so much in the infancy phase that I can't really. I could tell you like sort of the spirit behind it, but I couldn't like sell the specific. That project's probably like a
I
year
get it, bro.
out, to
You
be
don't want
honest
to
with
wake a
you.
sleeping infant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, man. Now, on the flip side, I don't know, if you guys know too much about me, but I do have a project called Sage Saga that we did.
Okay.
And that's something else
Yeah,
that I'm
I'm
working
gonna
on. But
say when you say Sage Saga, it does give me some like back to 1990s vibes, and maybe I'm giving away my age here, but reminds me of Sega, and I'm a big Supersonic fan, so I just want to give you a kudos for the saga there.
yeah, dude, it's supposed to definitely bring out some nostalgia, man.
Chris, that was
It's
Sega, by the way. Not that wasn't Saga.
yeah,
Did
Sega
I say
Genesis.
Saga twice without saying Sega at all?
Oh wait, you know they're two. I thought you thought they were both the same.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Look
Wait,
at
sorry, sorry.
Dylan again. I apologize. My friend Ian over here. This is his first time being a co-host, but you
Totally
can
cool.
continue.
Well, this is my first time being a guest, really, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, welcome,
That's the
welcome to
right
the
way to
party.
do it, in my opinion, strongly. So
I
you could continue your saga.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Well, we did, so like, and this isn't. I don't really, honestly, dude. I don't have anything to shill right now. I don't, because we sold out Sage Saga, and right now we're just kind of like in the building phase, and um, we don't have plans to like sell any more NFTs for a while because it's just such a bear, and I'm just like, it's a bad time to sell NFTs. Now's the time to build, I think so. But I feel much more comfortable talking about Sage Saga if we're gonna like get into the weeds about what I'm actually like building in Web3.
Yeah, bro. I wanna get into, whatever you're passionate about talking about. Whatever's gonna bring, the fire into your heart, the light into your eyes, the boom into your vocal cords, so to speak. So, if you wanna, I'm just kind of trying to, I guess, figure out like what you're most passionate about. I know you're Dylan the Coder. I'm kind of interested in your guitar videos. I think those are cool. I've been listening to some of your music. I don't know if you want to talk about, if that has any tie in, or if you're kind of more interested in the Web3. So, I'm definitely happy to take it wherever you want to go, whatever you want to talk about. But yeah,
No,
whether it's
dude. The,
Sage Saga, the guitar, I'm a little bit, if you're as interested in the other thing as guitar, I would love for you to tell us, what inspired you to pick guitar? Where do you come up with these lyrics? Like, where's that creativity coming from? Are you going to tie that into a game or an NFT? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
so music was like my first real passion. Picked up the guitar. I got serious with it around sixth grade, and I'm like 29 now, something like that. I'm getting to that point where I don't want to know how old I am anymore.
I'm
I'm like
31, so if you
29
don't want to
ish.
know that at 29, I don't know if I should know, but go on.
I already revealed my age when I was
Um,
talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and Sega Genesis.
well, dude, I grew up on that, so we're probably the same age. I mean, I
Um,
grew up on the OG Sonic.
okay, okay. We'll circle back after you address Ian's question. I'll have some gaming questions in for you, and I'll put
Hell yeah,
a
man.
little test for you.
All right. No, I sucked at it, dude. I don't know if I ever got past level 3, but I played the shit out of the first two levels, bro. Um,
Listen,
but
as long as you collect a ring, you don't die. That's the only thing you gotta know about Sonic.
well, see, that information probably would have been useful back in the day, man, because I just was like jumping into that damn lava pit like crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, tell us about the music side of things and like yeah, how that relates to whether it's NFTs, cryptocurrency, web chain, the whole music industry, what your vision looks like. Curious to hear about that, or even what inspired you.
Well, yeah. So I've been playing guitar since like the 6th grade, and um, the kind of music I play, it kind of sucks to like. You kind of have to have a band, right? And I don't sing. I just play the guitar. Um,
Okay.
so I've been off and on as far as like actually producing music, but I always sort of like jam on the couch and stuff, and um, I'm sure that we can all relate on this. Like Gary is like one of the top 3 influences in my life, and just recently, like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm writing this new song. I think it's dope. People are probably gonna shit on it, but what would Gary say? Gary would say to post the shit. So I posted the shit, and actually people like really liked it, and that surprised me because it was just like a picture of me in like a dirty white t-shirt and like a beard that hadn't been groomed in like 3 weeks. I mean, I was scruffy, dude. I was rough in that video, and people like, I mean, for me, it hit like double my normal amount of like engagement, and I was like, wow, this. I can't believe people actually like this shit. Maybe I should keep posting. And I do have
Bro,
plans
that's
to tie
crazy.
it
But you're
into
talking
Web
about what you
three.
were wearing. But what was the song about?
I mean, it's just some cool guitar riffs, man. I don't have any like lyrics for
Bro,
it or
because I mean,
anything.
oh, it was riff. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you're saying it's about how you look. Like, I mean, lyrics or not. I mean, I'm sure it's about how it sounded, bro. Like, who gives a fuck? What you look like if you're fucking shredded? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, yeah, dude. And you know what? That's honestly like everybody has sort of had that. Um, like it's helped me to get over that self consciousness a little bit, right? Because in my mind, it is about like it. Well, it was about what I was wearing. I posted it and all people are talking about is the music. And I'm like, wow, like this is like a sort of a switch kind of clicked in my brain. I was like, I could have been doing this the whole time and just not worrying about what other people think.
Yeah,
Because
bro. I was thinking the
frankly,
same
some
thing. I'm
people are
like
going to like
shocked
it.
over here. That's your first go-to. I'm like, yeah. So what was the song about? You're like, so there I am in a wife beater. I'm like, that's what the song's about. You're like, no, it doesn't have lyrics. I'm just setting the stage. I'm like, no, wait, what? Like that has nothing to. You got to just listen to the notes, bro. It's about the notes. It's about the riffs. Like, I expected you to be like, oh, it's like a punk rock riff. It's got like a country vibe. You're talking about your damn wife beater. I'm like, bro, this guy's thinking of this guy's thinking of looks. I'm looking at sounds though.
Yeah, and that's I think that it's really hard. Like, uh, I don't want to say for introverts, but I'm like an extreme introvert. Like I've like borderline social anxiety. So, and that's no excuse not to post. I'm not saying that, but it was like sort of a hump of like anything that I post. I'm like, oh, the house is too dirty. Like, are my clothes clean enough? Like, whatever. And then like you just got to
Yeah.
get over that in like posts, especially when you got like friends around. Like I'm lucky enough to be plugged into the V Friends community, and I mean I couldn't imagine a more supportive community of people just like fuck what you look like. This is like we're trying to get to the soul of the matter. We're trying to get to the heart of the matter and show you love for who you really are.
I totally agree with that. And Dylan, I could say, I mean, I'm not going to reveal the Instagram account that it's actually posted on, but I lost a high school bet and I had to learn how to dance battle somebody from the hip hop team in high school. And I remember recording myself and putting my videos out on YouTube, and I was getting like 200, 300 views. And even to this day, I look back and I'm like, man, like those jeans didn't fit. The Aero Pastel hoodie, what was I thinking? I was doing this in the dining room of my parents' home. Like, what kind of background is that? But at the end of the day, you get some comments, you get some positive feedback, and it helps you be motivated moving forward, right? Keeps you on track to say, you know what? If I touch somebody, even anybody, at least it goes a long way.
You touched me. I don't know if I can talk about where on the podcast, but you did
I
touch me.
um, I never touched Ian other than a hug.
Well, no, you touched my
Okay,
soul, but I mean that's a deeper touch.
that's a really deep touch, man.
I'm
um,
not even
uh,
kidding, bro. Like there's songs that I hear them, and like Chris is talking about. You guys, it's funny. I mean, it's the imposter syndrome, right? You start making contact. I have it too. It's like, am I a fucking podcast host? Not according to Chris, but in the mirror, I would say yes. But it's like there's you guys are like, oh, I didn't look like this, and there's dirt in the back, bro. There's songs that come on to this day, and I hear them, and I just picture Chris dancing, bro, to the song. Like I just think of how he killed it in the video. Like I don't know what's in his fucking background, bro. I don't know what shoes he's wearing. I just know he's moving his body like a fucking snake or a piece of linguine or something in ways that my legs, I don't know if they'll fucking go if I command them or not. And I'm impressed. That's what I'm seeing.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Well, see, and I think that a lot of people honestly I think that the world is starting to go in more of that direction. Like I don't think that people really and there are people that are going to shit on you regardless, but I just feel like when I grew up, like everybody was shitting on everybody. And so I didn't have social media for like the longest time. And this Twitter account was the first social media that I started back up, like of all the social medias, right? And it was like, I think I did this in like 2020, like late 2020 maybe. And I was like, wow, people aren't like really shitting on each other out here, unless you go like, if you get into like the political side of Twitter, it's nothing but shitting on people. But no matter what side you're on, right? It's just like that's just full time shit on people. But
It doesn't
honestly,
if
dude,
you have an opinion on Twitter, you're going to get shit on. You're better off just commenting like with a thumbs up and just being like, all right,
Yeah,
I'm
if it's
out.
a political opinion, or yeah, you're right. Most opinions, if you have a
dude, most
controversial
of it.
opinion,
Because here's the
You
thing:
can't.
is like people will make it political if it's not political, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like if you got an opinion about NFT royalties, like it's somebody's gonna like take it like personally as though it was political.
Yeah,
hundred
Ian ran
percent,
into
dude.
that one time. The whole LeBron James and Kanye West for president thing. Didn't work out so well for Ian.
Yeah, that was a wild debate. Sorry. Anyway, we don't need to discuss that. But
Just throwing a curveball his way just to throw him off.
ultimately, I thought neither were strong presidential candidates, and that was not an agreeable opinion in the group that I was in at the time. But
I'd prefer Lindsay Lohan if I'm going out on a limb.
For president,
No, I'm
yeah,
joking.
none of them.
I would vote for Lindsay. She's been through it,
I
man.
would vote
Like
for Dylan
dude,
Dakota over all three of those personally.
bro, you made a mistake then because I would not make a good president.
I don't make mistakes. I make decisions that bring me to lessons that I will later learn. So I made a decision, and we'll learn from that. That's how I see it.
Bro, you ain't gonna be, dude. If that would be, I don't know, man. It's dude, me as
Look, if I
president,
didn't
I
pick
would
you, it was going
thrive.
to be someone else like you. So I got to learn somehow. I might as well get started now.
Yeah, I'm just saying Lindsay for president, man. That's the first time I've ever heard that shit, and I might make T-shirts now.
Can we look forward to a song maybe? I mean that would be fucking hot, bro. If we get off this podcast and you just fucking fired up the guitar and just fucking slammed out a Lindsay Lohan for president song.
Yeah, I could do that.
Like in the current climate, like do you think like I wonder if people would be like, what is the reference for this? People would feel like they missed something. People would get instant FOMO. They'd be like, is this a meme? Is there an NFT project around this? Where how do I mint my Lindsays?
I could write a song and then like name it Lindsay for Prez or something like that, and like we maybe try to get a hashtag trending.
I
That'd
mean,
be
bro,
fun.
right now, like, what are our choices? Trump, Biden, and Lindsay Lohan. Like, bro, as sad
This,
as it is, Lindsay's got my vote out of those three. I mean, I've seen too much of the. I want something new.
hey man, yeah, I got, dude. I don't want to get political, but I would just say this: I would vote for a fucking like a damn guinea pig over what we got right now. So any of the candidates that I know running, I'm ready for a change too. Fuck.
100%, bro. But sorry, we did kind of cut you off. We derailed just to kind of reset the room. We got somebody listener in here. Did you request? Looks like somebody requested. No, false flag. Wait.
Chris looks like he got knocked off.
Oh, Chris
That's,
got
by the
knocked
way, that's
off.
my friend. That's my friend Kim down there. She's like, I couldn't imagine a better friend, like a better Web3 friend. Definitely not a better friend. Period. Either she's the best. Shout out Kim.
Dope. Well, yeah, if she wants to come up, we can invite her up. Let me see. I did not realize Chris came off. Chris, are you back in here? I heard a little blip.
I think he's
Having
coming back
technical
up.
difficulties.
Dude,
All right,
sometimes
I'll
these
give him.
spaces, sometimes they do like really, really well, and then sometimes it's like, I don't know, man, they're crazy sometimes.
Yeah, bro. Sometimes they just rug out or fucking connection drops. I mean, they're still a pretty sweet vehicle. Okay, yeah, he got off here. All right, yeah. So if you want, we'll let you get back on. He just texted me. He's gonna like turn off his phone, turn it back on. But yeah, we have interrupted you a little bit. So tell me more. So you said so the guitar thing is what? It's more like a hobby kind of thing. You do think you might weave it into like an NFT project, or sorry, go on with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it an NFT project. My thesis for Web3 music is pretty simple. And I've had this thesis for a while, but I've been too busy to sort of like pursue it. And I would be lying if I said there wasn't a little bit of self-consciousness to that's sort of keeping me from it. But long story short, like my thesis for really the future of music is Web3. I think it's you post online for free, you show your chops, you build an audience, and once you build an audience for free, and obviously like the more that you can like invest in getting like better equipment, better cameras, better lighting, just a better situation, and really like build up your reputation as an artist online for free. Then what you can do is do an NFT project. I don't want to call it a project, but then you do basically tokens. Hey, we need X amount to get this kind of, make a list. Like we're gonna buy this, and this. We're gonna buy this such and such an interface, which costs this amount. The total amount that we make off the NFTs is going exactly to this, so you can see it. And like I said, the transparency, you can confirm it on the blockchain. Um, you know, and basically then use that token to give your holders back a percentage of all the money that you make off of your music, so it turns into a passive income token. um, and that way the
So what do you think? So
artists.
you think you'd start with what? Start with like a CD or like just start putting out songs one by one?
Well, right now
Do you have music up? I didn't see
I'm
any links directly. I don't know if that's on me or if you don't have them up, but do you have links like anything to
no,
music
I don't
project
have
now?
like I've no, dude, literally, like I have like 20 songs written. But it's all just guitar, and I have a drummer that I jam with, but um he's very flaky a little bit. So like God bless him, but he's also like a drummers are just kind of flaky in general in my experience. And um so I've never like actually sat down and recorded a song. Now my co-founder in um the company that we use to produce NFT projects is a Hound, HOWND. He has a shit ton of stuff on Spotify, and he's fantastic. Now he's not metal like me. He's like a John Mayer sort of laid back, almost like a bluesy feel, but I personally love it. I think he's extremely talented. So you can check his stuff out. Me, I don't have anything other than like the shitty videos that you're seeing with me like on my couch, with my iPhone just recording out of a $300 amp.
Yeah, 100%, bro. What? So what? If I heard that right, so what is stopping you then? It's you feel like it needs more editing, it needs lyrics, like because if you have 20 recorded already, then even if your drummer is in and out, I mean, did you not record the drum portion of those tracks? You got to edit that together or what? Or it's just like what is it? Yeah, what is it?
Well, no, I don't have 20 recorded. I have 20 songs written, um, which is, it sounds like a lot, but I mean, the only like,
It's enough for a CD for sure. I mean, I've had CDs with 12 songs, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would be enough for like a full album. The problem is that, and I don't say this like out of arrogance. It's just like the songs that I write are like really technical, so I can't. I have a very very hard time finding a drum. Like a drummer is the most important part. I could get away even without a singer, and I could do the bass tracks myself. I have extreme problems finding a drummer who is able to keep up and solid enough to like show up for like rehearsals and like, oh, you want to get in the studio? Like there's multiple times in the past where I had like put aside like, oh, here's $800, let's get into the studio, let's do a couple songs, and let's get them done right. And then somebody will like flake on the money, or like, they don't show up on time for the recording, and it's like everything falls apart. So I wouldn't say that anything is necessarily stopping me anymore. Like right now I'm just in that phase with the music of hey, let me just share some of the riffs that I have written and see what people think. And if people keep showing me love, I'm gonna keep posting those little riffs and the songs that I have. And um, hopefully over time, bring a few more people in that think it's cool. And from there, then we can start to, once I build up an audience for the music and it makes sense, we're not in a bear market, then I'll be like, hey, maybe we can do this NFT project. We'll list out exactly what we need to do a full studio. And then, like I said, the royalties not only off of, I guess, not even off of what I make, but really what I would like to do is to
Wait, so
use a
hard. So say that
NFT.
again. I was following along. So real quick. So the thing that's actually stopping you is because of how technical the music is. It's the editing to get it to load it up. If I heard that correctly.
No, it's. I mean, I don't have a drummer that can like play. Like, I know that
So
that sounds
so
like.
he's not ready to keep up with it. It's not just that he's like not available sometimes. He literally just like you need a better drummer. Not even to insult your friend or whatever, but you need someone. You either need him to get a little bit faster or whatever it is, or someone to be what is it faster or more on point or more meticulous with it.
It's the opposite actually. Like he's good enough, but he's too flaky to show up when I need him to, right? So
But
I
okay,
either
and
need.
you want to release it all at one time. Like I'm guess I'm thinking like, bro, because I'm just trying to help. Like, if I can inspire you, push you, nudge you, help you, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, keep the positivity like going and flowing here, and just kind of brainstorm, right? Like I'm just trying to think like. What's the next move? Is it do we put out a tweet looking for a drummer and try to see if we could get a drummer in the space here, because there's got to be one on Twitter somewhere. Do you just take him, and even though he kind of is flaky, right? Do you start doing like song one, and then maybe you upload it song by song kind of thing, and then it's like people have something to look forward to, and maybe you don't put a set date until it's fully recorded for the release, or you know what I mean, bro? I'm just trying to give you ideas here, because I hate to see someone, a creator such as myself, because I've been there, right? It's analysis paralysis is what a lot of people call it, and you kind of have an idea, you had a lot of the pieces together, but you're stuck. You're at some sort of obstacle. So I kind of take pride and passion and pleasure, and if I can, to kind of help people, help each other, have people help me get over these types of obstacles.
Yeah, definitely, dude. The tweeting about a drummer is something that um I'm just trying to time that right a little bit, because so the good thing for
So
me
I
is
should
that.
not share this space and say, "Hey, we're looking for a drummer. Drummers pop in."
No,
No.
no. If you want to go ahead and do that, that's you can.
Yeah,
But
fuck. Why
like by
not?
all means, I'm not trying to keep it a secret. Um, I don't want to, like, for me, because I feel like right now, um, it might fall on deaf ears a little bit, and I don't want to tweet it out like 30 fucking times myself. But the good thing is that, and by the way, if you look at Kim's PFP, we're plugged into the Death Bats community as well, which is Avenged Sevenfold's project. There's a lot of really fantastic musicians in there, and
Let
I'm
me ask you a question
hoping
real quick.
that.
But sorry, I'm keep cutting you off. But why would you not want to put it out 30 times to yourself?
I mean, just for me, I tend to like, if I see something like super repetitive. Uh, I don't want to say it like that. It's just like I'm trying to think about the people on the other end. Um, it wouldn't add a lot of value, I think, like me just tweeting that like 30 times. I'd rather like build up my chops a little bit and sort of get that reputation of like, oh, he's like posting a lot of music. Have you seen this guy? And sort of
But
get that
right,
word of
but it's
mouth,
a
and
it's a
then
chicken and egg kind of thing, no? Because how do you build yourself up without the drummer? You know, because that's what I'm. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get you to think, through this, because it sounds like you don't want to post until you have the drummer, but you don't want to ask for the drummer until you have something to post. It sounds like a catch 22. No.
I mean, yeah, in a way. I've got a shit ton of stuff that I can post, and I'm not like surprisingly, I've been like delightfully surprised by how many people have been liking it without a drummer. And so I'm still sort of like riding that high, and I think that I can ride that high for, you know, through the end of the year, probably even a little bit longer, just posting like my own stuff, just me on the couch, and hopefully nobody gets sick of that format for a while. But you know, um, yeah, like I've never like shared my music with this wide of an audience before. Usually it's just like with, you know, people that come over to my house or something, and like we're making drinks. Like, I didn't know you play guitar, and I show them my stuff, and they're like, well, that's really cool. I never like really posted it like this. So it's not that I'm like lacking much right now. Like, I would love to get into the studio right now, but I have no rush to get in there. I have no rush to like get my music like recorded. Like, I really like, I don't know
That
if you
kills
caught the
me, bro.
space
I
the
need
other.
you to rush. I'm dying to hear it. I'm on the
Well,
edge of my seat.
and
You're
and
not rushing.
and
I
I
mean, I
love
get
that
it. It's
too,
a
right?
good life perspective, but like I'm hungry over here, bro. I'm craving. I'm craving these tunes.
Hey, and dude, I appreciate that, and that's like super encouraging. At the same time, and by the way, let me just say this: I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I could be completely wrong with this idea here, but um, I think the shit's about to get pretty bad for probably like the next 6 months to a year. Um, and so I'm not like in a rush right now. I'm not in a rush to do anything other than and I don't even know if I would call it a rush. Like, I've slowed down on almost everything and just like leaned into like, now is the time to like sand off those edges a little bit. And you know, 6 months, not even 6 months, probably even like 3 months ago, I was in like an extreme rush to uh, build and deliver immediate utility for Sage Saga holders. And I found that when I rushed, my creativity as a whole suffered. Um, and we've got really good holders that actually believe in me and believe in the team. And um, so I found that since I've sort of like leaned in more to the, hey, don't be in a rush, just be patient. And when you get an idea, develop
Yeah,
it
and I just want to
and
say, if
do
your
it right.
creativity is suffering rushing, then that's a good answer to me. If you're if you're slowed down because of indecision or something like that, or something negative, I'd say push past it. If it's like, no, I feel most creative like this, and that's my intuition, bro. I always say, whatever your intuition is, if you could fucking hear that, that's the goal. Find a way to listen to it and follow that. So keep going.
Yeah, man. And that's, yeah, for the first time in maybe like, I've had like spurts of clarity, fortunately, in my Web3 journey. And that's what's gotten me to here so far. But I've not, like, for a long time, I wasn't consistently clear to the point where I could hear that intuition. And that's abnormal for me because I'm a Pisces, dude, so I'm always hearing that shit. But for some reason, like, I was like, gosh, Web3 is the future, but like I got so excited for like 9 months, like almost a year. I'd like my brain, anytime I thought of Web3, it just got so like, it was like overload. And um it just like, I don't know, it was almost like I had ADHD, and I don't have ADHD or some shit. um I just couldn't follow that voice. And now that it's almost like this bear has sort of like cleared things up for me a little bit, because I'm looking around and I'm like, dude, people are about to drop like flies. I mean, the space is going to get cleared out. I don't think we're at the bottom. I don't think inflation is done inflating. Like, I think shit's about to get really, really bad for a lot of people. And I don't know like what this says about me, but it's gotten me to a point where I'm just like calm and focused, and I'm like, dude, this is the perfect opportunity to build something that in the next bull run actually is meaningful, is actually relevant. Um, and so that's kind of like where I'm at with not just the music, with Sage Saga, with the project that I'm working on with my friend Musty, with a couple other things that we have lined up. Yeah, man, I'm just to the point where I'm just like, hey, let's slow down. Let's look at this. Let's get the details organized. Let's get our systems in place. Um,
Now, wait, quick question for you here. Are you going to keep Sage Saga separate from the music, or are you going to, you think, incorporate that somehow? And also, we didn't talk that much about Sage Saga. So while you're up here, this is probably a good point if you want to transition a little bit. We're like a little over halfway through. So if you want to also tell us about, what is Sage Saga, besides a reptilian PFP, so to speak, if you want to get into that.
yeah, actually, and it's dope because shout out Flavor is our biggest Sage Saga holder actually. So you gotta love Flavor. Flavor, I think that Flavor was also my first like real Web3 friend. I think he was my very first one. And I'm also a holder in his project. Um, so he's a fantastic guy. So I just want to shout out Flavor really quick, and Kim also is a holder in Sage Saga. So just showing love to my peeps down here. So the idea with Sage Saga was like, grew up on Pokemon. Um, an idea with Pokemon is that you go and you play through this game, and then you get to the end of the game, and then you get the opportunity to catch these one of a kind legendary Pokemon, right? Like you catch your Mewtwo, you catch your Moltres, Articuno, whatever it is. You get these super rare Pokemon, but then you link up your Game Boy Colors to your homie's Game Boy Color, and you know, it's just your Mewtwo versus their Mewtwo. So Mewtwo is really actually not rare because you buy the game and you have Mewtwo. It's just a matter of time and dedication to get that Mewtwo. However, the way that it's portrayed in the universe is that there's only one Mewtwo. Only one trainer could have that. So, with that idea of scarcity, that's sort of like the foundation that Sage Saga is built on. It's like, how do you publicly confirm throughout the existence of a, a monster collecting project how many monsters there are? And some of them, by the way, some of them there might be 50,000 of them. Some of them there might be 1,000. Some of them there might be truly one of a kind. It can't be reproducible. um, but NFTs are the perfect way to enable that very real scarcity. And from there um, we kind of just we got the thread there, and we were like, let's keep pulling this and let's see where it goes. And so we did the Genesis, and the Genesis is mostly about um, sharing the IP rights with us. So as we build up, um, so for example, the kaiju in my profile picture is his name is Stygian. So as we build that character up, I, as the owner, would share. Well, I'm also the creator, but let's pretend that I'm not. I would share the IP rights to Stygian with the company, which I think is like a really cool utility. We have a couple other things that I'm not wanting to like talk about just yet, but that's the one that I have like been very open about, and I think it's really cool. So like if we build this right and it does something, I mean, imagine sharing the IP, the only other person to share the IP rights with a Pokemon with the Pokemon company. That would be like really fucking cool. Um, and so yeah.
So wait, so
Anyways,
real
we
quick,
kept pulling.
so this is a game, so it's a game you're building.
It's a brand. So we're gonna do games. But like as we speak, I'm looking at a bunch of cards on my table. I've have the foundation for a card game right now, like the theory behind it. We have almost a full, I guess you could call it a book. It's not a novel, but it is a book. Um, we have a bunch of lore. We have the makings for. We have storyboards for comics, and
Wait, so hold on. So I just want to
yeah,
make sure I'm linking everything correctly. So this idea, because this is kind of what I'm picturing. I kind of started falling in love, and I maybe got in my own imagination for a second. But I'm picturing like I'm playing a Pokemon game, and it's almost like MMO, like RPG style, right? But then like I'm playing it on the blockchain, and literally there is one Mewtwo. Like it's literally like you said, bro. Like all the users are in the same interface world, and that world is the blockchain. So if somebody gets the Mewtwo, like that's it. Like you either have to like buy it from them or win it from them, or like there's some sort of thing where you could, I don't know, like steal it, whatever it is, like in game, or there's some sort of mechanism. Is that I? I mean, if it's not, my bad for going off in that direction, but is that like
no,
is that a tie-in? Because
you're
I found that
right.
exciting. I found that super exciting.
Yeah, so it's like my idea is basically like, playing the Game Boy Color, like, back in those Pokemon Gold days. It's like there's only one Lugia or whatever its name was, but then your
Right, but there
homie has
really
it
would
too,
be
and it's
only
like,
one.
right. So
And
imagine
then maybe
now
there's
if
some
you
legendary
dropped,
birds, and I don't know, maybe there's 100 of each of those, but even that's still really fucking rare if you have like a million players.
right. And so, okay, yeah, so you got the idea. Okay, so that's the basis, and we said
Yeah,
that's
that
just
I
what we
love, dude.
started
That
with.
sounds hot.
So then we said, well, what else can we do? Because my philosophy as an NFT creator is like, I think my number one advantage, I think I'm a really creative person, but I think my number one advantage over nearly everybody else and every other founder is that I want my holders to make money before I do. So everything that I do is like filtered through the lens of like, how can I make my holders do really well? And
Now
it's not
wait,
just
quick
about money,
quick
it's about
question for you.
building
Hold on.
cool
That's a
shit.
real quick. That's a very altruistic desire, but I just got to clarify. How are you going to do that? So to do that, you'd either have to, not need money for some reason, which is unrealistic, but more realistic. I mean, you have money, or you have the money, the amount of money that you need, and you don't need more money, or you don't need an amount of money for X goal because you're going to be okay, right? Because otherwise, if money comes in and you need money, no one would blame you, but you'd have to take care of yourself first. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. So to say I'm taking care of other people first, you can only do that if you're kind of already taken care of. So I guess that's the question is, um, how are you already taken care of? You have a day job, you're an investor, or where are you on that end?
No, I started investing years ago, man, and I learned how to handle money very well, and um I'm not like loaded by any means, but I was able to learn certain principles of how to handle money enough in my life to where um I no longer have to like worry. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like in a position anymore, and I don't think I'll ever be in a position in the future where I don't know where my next meal is coming from unless the government collapses or something. Like
And that's from
unless
what? That's
it's
from
like,
trading on New York Stock Exchange or crypto, or what is that?
yeah, it was mostly stocks. Yeah, so I've read like if uh, if you like want to know like the philosophies, I think that I sort of live by. It's like there's a game called or there's a book called Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, and like a it's like a 10-pound book, dude. But um, I sort of use the principles in that book to sort of construct my finances in a way to where I do okay now. And I also have skills that like if I ever need like, oh, like I need some money here or there, like, I know how to code. So that's
Bro, how
helpful
do I
compared to
you've
what I
been
used to
sleeping on
do.
this fucking dragon egg over here, bro. How do I learn more about this, bro? I mean, I'm down for the NFTs, I'm down for the gaming, bro, but I'd like to fucking break out of the matrix like Dylan the Coder. How do I sign up for that? Where's the monthly how do I get into that, bro? How much of my money do I give you before you break me out of the matrix? How does this do we need Morpheus? Like, how does this work, bro? You sound like you're living my dream right now. How do I get there?
I don't know if it's a dream, but I was fortunate. So I was a landscaper for a very long time, and I also worked by myself, and that's also how I learned how to grow a business because it was technically I did technically have a boss, but by the time that he hired me, it was just me and him, and it turned that relationship within a few months turned into him just like paying for the equipment basically, and I sort of scaled that business up. So I learned how to build um, a business through that. And meanwhile, as I was like getting that practical knowledge, I was out there every day by myself. So I would put earphones in because there was nobody else around anyway. So I would just literally listen to audiobooks all day. I'm talking like, you know, 10-hour days, 12-hour days sometimes in the summer. Like you wake up when the sun comes up, you stop working when it goes down, you can't see. And I just listened to audiobooks about everything about building businesses, about how to handle money, about how to invest money, about how to do budgets, about and it's not just that, about science and technology and philosophy. And it was like a slower version of the Matrix, dude. And I compare it to that a lot because I was like, I'm just downloading information into my brain. Um, and landscaping is like it's sort of a mind numbing enough job to not like you can kind of do it on autopilot after you get good. Like it's not hard to operate a mower. Like you could do that while you're also listening to a book. So that's sort of how I did it for myself. And yeah, I tried
I've
to
heard a lot of
apply
doctors
everything
say
that.
that too. That after a while, if, like heart surgery, it's like second nature, and they do Audible while they're doing it. So that kind of makes sense.
Gosh, man,
No, I'm just
I was about to
I'm
say,
just fucking around.
dude.
No, I'm just fucking with you. No, yours makes more sense. I'm just fucking splicing little jokes in here. Sorry, go ahead. I'm just fucking around.
No, I mean, no, that's pretty much it, man. It's like I don't know if I'm like broken out of the matrix yet, but I'm
So
certainly.
basically, you took the money that you earned from landscaping. While you were landscaping, you were kind of able to tune out and kind of like think of other things, plan other things. Listen to podcasts, that kind of shit. Use that to kind of learn how to trade, and then you use the money you made from like your kind of day job to get to a point in trading where you're pretty much a sufficient trader. If I'm hearing that correctly.
Yeah, I'm not really like an active trader anymore or anything. I've just m- I have enough savings to where I'm not worried about money anymore. And now that is to say also that I live very humbly, right? Like I don't go out and get the latest greatest anything. And anytime I spend money, it's very thoughtfully. Also, my life is pretty much like everything is on a budget. But I like living that way, and that works for me. And so, but that's why I say is like I got to that point where it's like, okay, I'm here, and I could keep pushing, and um, maybe one day another 5 to 10 years, I would be like, continuing these kinds of things. Maybe, I'd be in like a really, really, really good position, but I'm in a good enough position now to where I feel like, well, why don't I just start doing what I want now? And then you really have to get deep with yourself, and it's like, okay, well, what do you want? Because the opportunity's there, and like it just like for me, it just is boiled down to, as cheesy as it sounds, like I just want to like build cool shit, and I want to make a lot of friends, and I want to like win with my friends, and
I think you're what the world needs, bro. I think the world needs people that are not trying to, get something out of somebody. They genuinely want to produce something that they think people are going to like. Whether it's like, altruism or just like people say ego like it's a bad thing. Like if you just want to impress people, bro, with something that they're going to like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm filled with that. I love impressing people with things they're going to enjoy. I think it's a mutual win. So it's like, Is that ego? Yeah, sure, but it's very positive in my opinion. So, whatever the motivation is, bro. Yeah, you need more people like that. More people who the end product is for the person. You know, to me, the bad ego is, yeah, I want to just build something that people are gonna like enough to give me their money, and I don't care if it works long term. I'm trying to get the money, and I'm going to the Bahamas, and I'm going to start a trading platform for crypto there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Gee, I wonder. That sounds kind of familiar.
No specific reference.
Right.
But yeah, sorry. Go ahead, man. I mean, yeah, I love it, bro. I support it.
Yeah, no, and I don't really look at it as like I don't think I'm like an altruistic person. I'm definitely that I'm a believer in that whole framework of like, yeah, if the plane's going down, put your mask on before you put your kid's mask on. Like, a firm believer in that. I don't think I'm altruistic. I think that I'm just like pro-human as a species, right? Like, and the only
That's
way
kind
I
of
see,
altruistic, bro. Bro, if that's not altruism in today's like times and ages, I don't know what is, bro. Most people I don't think are pro-human as a species. I think most people are pro-human as an individual and for the next
yeah.
maybe hour, and that's even if they know what's best for them. So if you're pro the whole species, you got my vote once again, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it is a little bit. I try not to process it like that because, like, like sometimes, like, I think it's so many people are like false altruistic. Everybody wants to
Oh yeah,
talk that shit, but then it's like, dude. I mean, they'll be like, yeah, like we're all gonna make it, and then they'll fucking take your money and leave. And it's
right.
like, it's gotten to a point where, like, and it's not just in Web3, it's everywhere. Everybody does this. Not anybody here, but you know what I'm saying. Like, generally, like, a lot of people do that, and it's gotten to a point where people like come out and, like, if they seem altruistic, I'm instantly skeptical, because I'm like, it's like you ask me, you're like, dude, you want to eat last at the table, but what happens when you get hungry? And it's like, that's a good question, like, and that's a question that should be asked. Like, and if anybody seems altruistic or like they want to put others first, like, fucking grill them, like, get like, let's press them and see if that's the truth.
Bro, 100%.
Because
And that's why I asked you. I was like, you were like, you want to do things for other people? I think you really only do things for other people if you're, full or satisfied or at least content yourself. So I agree 100%, bro. I personally, I don't believe in selflessness. I think there is, I think maybe I'm just being semantic. People have said that when I bring this up, but to me, selfless is death, bro. You are the self. So you can't be selfless. You are the self is what you are. So to be without that, you would be without you.
mm,
I think you could do things that are mutually beneficial. I think the best you could get is do things that feel good for you, and the stuff that feels good for you also feels good for the people around you. I think, because, bro, who's
mm,
doing shit that makes them feel like someone's putting a fucking nail through their fucking hand or through their toes or something, right? But even though it's that excruciating, they know they're doing good for other people, so they're doing it anyway. I don't know, maybe someone's doing that out there, but I honestly I doubt it, and I'm skeptical of that. And I think when even the people who say I'm altruistic, yeah, well, does it feel good when you do good? And does part of it motivate you because you feel good? Okay, well, you're doing it because it feels good. So the best you can
yeah,
do is feel good doing good. But is that altruistic? Is that selfless? No, because you're the you that feels good when you do good. But I don't think that's a problem either. I just think you got to be honest and open about that. So yeah, I'm always gonna have to feel good in this fucking equation. And once I admit that, I'm actually a lot more accountable to the world, because then you just have to see, well, does that guy still feel good? And if I look like I'm feeling good, well, then I'm still in a place to give. So I agree with you. Grill the fuck out of him.
yeah. I mean, it's funny because, like, I agree 1,000%. And I've argued with people very similar to how you just phrased it, like, almost exactly what you said. I've said to other people before, is I think being selfless is like a really bad idea. I think that the closest that you can get to selflessness is understanding that, um Well, I mean, you can go back to like how the human species was sort of how we became so dominant, and there's a lot that goes into this, right? But I mean, really, like coming together and forming tribes and really like connecting and relying on each other is like these are the things that sort of made us what we are. And I
Agreed.
think that it has trended. I don't know. It's been the
Sure.
trend for a while, for maybe several generations, even maybe that we're sort of like busting that framework up, even though we've got like larger tribes, quote unquote, than ever before. But look, we've got the United States, but it's more divided than ever. Like you go talk to somebody at the grocery store, chances are if you express your opinions to them, like just like we were talking about on Twitter, like if you express your opinions to that person, you are very likely to say something that's going to extremely piss them off.
If you talk for long enough, you
Um,
could.
absolutely, dude. And I know I could, but maybe that's just me. I have a lot of controversial opinions, but
Me too.
yeah. But see, I think that's a good thing though. And and point being, I'm getting off topic, but point being is like I think that to be selfless, the closest that you can get to that is looking around and being like, well, I have the best chance of succeeding if everybody around me also succeeds and I'm contributing to my success and to their success. You don't really have a good chance of long-term success if you're just stomping on the people below you, right? And so that's why I
Right.
think that Web3 is so interesting
Unless you do
because
one really big rug pull and you get it done all at once and you get your bag for life in that rug pull, which people do, bro. I don't advocate for that. I'm just saying it's I've seen people do it to me. And there
yeah,
they went. There they went and off
dude,
they are, successful still. I'm not going to take that side of it, but if you are, you you get one shot. It's
yeah,
fucked up.
well, I've seen. You want me to tell you something funny? Is I know people who did that shit, and then get this,
Get
they
them.
didn't even bother to delete their Twitter account. It's probably still up, dude. It was called the
Uh,
I think it's called the Dapper Dolphins.
you
They
like
were
know them in person?
I didn't know them in person, but they were the
Oh,
first
you just know them
project
online.
that they were the
I'm
first
like, let's go
NFT that
fucking
I
raid
ever.
their bags, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean, don't get, dude. I'm pretty aggressive about that kind of shit. Like if I knew them in person, but anyways,
I get it.
yeah, dude, it really pissed me off. Anyways,
But
long
yeah,
story
bro,
short, they
on
got
to
their
the.
bag.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
They got their bag. Listen, because this is crazy. They got their bag, and then they didn't even bother to delete all their socials. Then they started a Doodle Dolphins, which was a Doodles ripoff, but with dolphins.
Unreal.
And yeah,
So bold. People are so
and
bold.
it was they I forget exactly what it was, but a couple little things that they had tweeted. I was like, yo, this is them. I reached out to somebody else that was in the old community. I was like, I think this is them. You think this? He's like, this is for sure them. Went in their Discord and I was like, do you guys know the Dapper Dolphins booted? They got 2 bags for life,
That's crazy. So they pulled it off the second time?
and maybe a third. I don't know.
Jesus Christ, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's the Wild
Bro,
West
and
out there.
people
I
can't
mean, it
even
really
sell a
is.
genuine NFT project, bro. You got like, bro. I mean, I never launched anything crazy. I have a couple like I have like a photo project out there. I have a couple like little art things going on. I don't have like a 10,000 project, but bro, there's people who have way bigger, more notable projects than anything I've been working on, or some of the stuff I've even seen in the space. And bro, those people can't sell more than 10 editions, and you got these motherfucking rug artists, bro, selling out like 5,000, 3,000, 2,000. Like, what the fuck? I mean, some of them are Freemans, but it's like, bro, some of them aren't, and it's like it's
Yeah,
just crazy, bro. How it's like more. It's like you have to be. It's not even it's are you good at social engineering and tricking people sometimes better than like is there utility and does it offer something that's decent and is the art nice? Like, is the community cool? Like, nah, bro. That somehow like. I don't know, bro. They just tapped into the algorithm and got people to fucking mint. Dude, I don't even get that. I avoid that shit like the plague, bro. I mean, but
yeah, me
shit gets
too,
me
man.
angry.
That's why I don't. I really I don't have like compare me to any one of my peers in Web3, I probably have fewer NFTs than them, but it's because I was fortunate enough for my first NFT to be a rug, and it hurt like hell. And I was like, never again, ever.
Yeah, bro. My
And
first like a few were either rugs or just like not very great projects. So I get the feeling. But sorry, go on.
no, I mean that's pretty much it, dude. And I think that's anytime I see like people that I know are legit, like I'm instantly like, and that's why, dude, for a long time I didn't like talk about what I was working on in Web3 is because I encourage people to be fucking skeptical, right? It's just like you said, like what I just said to you, like somebody seems like they want the best for others, put them to the test, like press them. Like same thing with like an NFT project. Like the more that I believe in an NFT project, the more that I'm gonna be like, what do you got? Like show me, because I want to believe, but my logical brain takes over, and it's like, I don't know, I
Yeah,
don't
dude,
know,
I
but
agree with you
that's
100%. If you can't get past like a pressing phase for me, then I'm just out. Like if you can't acknowledge certain
yeah.
grim reality, so to speak. Like I mean, this is where the conversation always boils down to me. And feel free to use this if you want. Um, but when people say they're selfless and it goes back and forth a few volleys, usually the fucking game changer is you go, okay, you're selfless. You know, and you hit them with a trolley problem, basically, but with like a family member. You heard of the trolley
Hmm.
problem?
Yeah, where you got to decide the full train or one person, right?
Right. But the one person's like, their kids. So it's like, if you could save, two or more people, the train track, and anyone who's listening who doesn't know the trolley problem, a trolley or a train is coming on the tracks and you're standing there at the lever that could divert it to one track or the other. Now you could either let it kill one person, you could either pull the lever and it goes and just kills one person, which is like your child, your mother, someone you care about, whatever. That's the hypothetical. Or you don't do anything, and then there's the benefit of like, okay, well, I didn't do anything, but then it kills, seven people. And it's like, okay, if you're really, altruistic, you should at least in the hypothetical be able to say, yeah, I would kill my child. I'm altruistic. I'm totally selfless. I believe in the greater value of the seven people over the one. And yeah, this is like, kind of like a grim scenario. It's morbid, but for me, you have to push yourself to these logical limits because the world is grim. The world is morbid. The world's not going to stop and go, oh, this is an uncomfortable topic. Let's not let it into reality. So I'll say, yeah, like, I'm a good person and I want to say I'm selfless, but in the moment, bro, I would probably like, I'd probably save my child, dude. I would save my mother. Like, I don't know if I have that in me, bro. Like, I would like to maybe say I do, or like, I don't even know if I want to be that person, bro. Because then what type of person are you? It's like, dude, I love my family so much. You know what I mean, bro? And it's like, hopefully no one hears that the wrong way and goes, this guy would kill a million people to save his mom. And it's like, I don't know, maybe. Like, I don't want to, that sounds bad, but like, I love my mom, dude. Like, you know what I mean? So, I think unless you can kind of admit that it's like, yes, and this is a hypothetical, right? The point's not that like, I hope, someone will pick, the million people per se. It's admitting, okay, well, I'm almost never going to be in that scenario, but let me at least let me at least admit my philosophy is yes and. Yes, I love my mother, and as long as there's not a train coming for her or you, then I want to help both of you guys. Like, but yeah, like it's yes and. It's yes, I love my mother, and then I also want to help other people. So it's like, yes, I'm selfish. Yes, I care about my family, a child, I don't have any kids yet, but I would care about my child, my wife, but the difference to me is like where selfless really begins is not if you would like sacrifice your own kids for other people. It's do you even at least have the yes and? Because other people, it's like, well, no, that's where I stop seeing people as being human. If you're not in my immediate circle, I don't care if you live, die, can get health care, fucking have a gun, whatever. I fuck you. You're not in my immediate circle. You're dead to me. So I think that, yeah, I think that's the line.
Hmm.
Agree,
Dude,
disagree?
I would probably kill a million people to save my cat, dude. I mean, for real. No,
I hope
I
you're
don't
getting
know, man.
good.
The trolley problem is an
I
interesting
get
one.
it. I
This
get
is,
it though.
dude.
I get it.
This is
There's
where I
love,
say,
and
like,
it's
I'm
like it
not.
doesn't make you does it make you a bad person? It's like no, it makes you a person who loves the things that are close to you. I get it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
dude,
go on.
I don't believe in good or bad people. I really
Right.
don't. Like, if I did, I would go
Very hard
crazy,
to say
right?
in a
So I
blanket
don't.
way. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some people that have done some
There's definitely some
horrible and
bleeding.
unforgivable
I don't know,
things.
Mao Zedong, Mussolini. I'll say they were bad leaders.
There's definitely, yeah, there's definitely like some outliers in there, right? But yeah, for me,
But
I
they've
don't know
even
if
had
I
good
like
moments. I
boil
get what you're
things.
saying. I get what you're saying on the point. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
No, hey, dude, it's all good, man. Dude, you said you want to do a podcast. I was like, I just want to talk to a V friend, dude. I was just kind of
Fuck
calling here
yeah,
to
bro.
hang out, bro, and get to know you a little bit. So it's all good,
That's
man.
what
Don't
I'm
worry
about.
about that.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
me too, man. I love doing these like little just get together with people. I mean, it's like, did you get to go to VCon?
Not this year, but I got a V1 in between last year and this year, so
Oh,
airdrop
wow.
incoming. Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, congratulations for one, because that's a
Thank you.
life goal of mine.
And just a heads
Um,
up, Janix just requested up, so I let him come up here. But keep
oh,
going, and they'll just kind of work their way in, I guess.
no, yeah, I was just gonna say like the thing about VCon to me was like it was and by the way, you remember I was like, dude, I have like borderline social anxiety, but like at VCon it was just that was all gone. Like you could just like talk to people and like
That's
hang,
great.
and like a lot of people had like similar interests, and even if they didn't, like you found something to relate on. And since then it's just been like, dude, I love like hanging and talking, particularly to if I'm in a community with somebody, like like one of my strong communities, like Death Bats or V Friends or something like that. I'm like, I love just like talking and getting to know people. It's one of my favorite things to do, to be honest with you.
Same, 100%. And honestly, that's kind of why I started the podcast. Is like, I wanna be bigger than I am. I want to do something different than just my day job. I fix computers, and I'm a techie kind of dude. I kind of love fixing computers. I like fixing things. I like helping people, helping things, like taking something that's broken, making it whole again, whether it's a person, a situation, or whatever. But I also love talking about life. I was like, oh well, you know, I'll just make a podcast and I'll just call it Talking About Life, and I'll talk about life, and we'll see how far we get. And I don't know if I'll be the next Joe Rogan or what, but I'll definitely not get anywhere close if I don't even fucking make one. So let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, hey, by the way, let me say this. You talk about fixing computers. I am like halfway. I don't want to say this for real because I'm really not. Like I fit it in when I have time, so maybe like once a week. I'm like studying up a little bit just to get my CompTIA what is it, the A+, just because I want it, man. Uh really like get in there and learn how to like fix computers and shit, and I don't know, that's so interesting to me. I know how to code. I want to learn how to do the hardware stuff too. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of guides, online and that type of thing, and there's like a lot of self-service kind of stuff. So, the harder part or the more expensive part is having the parts, ordering the parts, doing enough practice. If you're not, working at a shop or something where you're going to get, kind of hands-on, familiar with it enough to, know what you're doing and have confidence.
Right.
Because I would say, everyone's different, but I kind of only learn what I do, with my
Yeah.
hands. And if if I've done the module 100 times, bro, and the repair is zero, I'm probably breaking it. You know what I mean? Like, even though, like, and that's not me
Yeah.
saying I'm bad at it. It's just, bro,
No,
just being
it's
honest, bro.
different.
Something happens during certain, or the third time you'll break it because you forgot something. You know what I mean? Was different, or there's some latch, or there's some like little pin, or like a locking lever, bro. I mean, there's microscopic shit, bro. Or you forgot to make sure you were grounded or something. There's a little bit of static. It shorts something out. So it's like, you kind of, to me, you kind of got to get hands on. But before you get hands on, you still have no idea where to start if you don't do the module. So you still got to do all that shit, and then I would probably start with like older shit and kind of work your way up, because it's so if you're like breaking things, you know, it's not so painful. Or see if you can find like
Fortunately,
old computers on Craigslist. People just giving them away.
yeah. So yeah, that's my family is kind of like Craigslist because they were like fucking hoarders, man. They kept everything. Like I'm talking laptops, which might not even be useful, but they have laptops from like when I was a kid. Still, not I guess it wouldn't be when I was a kid, but they have like super old laptops, dude. Like I'm talking like these things are like bricks, and other like they have like a couple of towers, and every now and then I'll go into their like little they keep all the hoardy shit in one room, and I'll just go in there and I'll steal something. I'll come out and fucking break it and fucking go put it back in, you know.
Put it back.
So yeah,
Unnoticed.
put
Just
it back.
yeah, I was like that.
Hey, the shit wasn't working anyway, so I'm gonna break this so that, you know, well, I'm not looking to do it for anybody else. I think that that's so cool. Like I look at, it just shows what a nerd I am, dude. Because when I look at somebody fixing
Fuck
a
yeah.
computer, I'm like, you're my hero. Like this,
Nerd out,
shit
bro.
is crazy.
I mean,
I really respect it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've always liked that type of stuff. You know, video games, computers, electronics, NFTs, fucking Pokemon, bro. Bro, the NFT space opened up, and I was like, hell fucking yeah, bro. Like, get this shit, bro. This shit was like waiting for me my whole life. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, this is like a playground for adults. This is the fucking Peter Pan Club continued. This is everyone who decided they were never growing up after they played the first Pokemon game, and we're back in it.
Right.
We're back in this bitch now.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And dude, I think that that's exactly what it is, man. And that's why I'm looking around and I'm like, the lack of innovation is flooring, because I think that there's only like you got the coolest people. To me, you got the coolest people in the world still around for Web3 right now. Web3 community
I
right
think
now,
so.
coolest fucking people. You think
I think
so?
it's
I
lit.
think so. I think a lot of people think so. And I
Janix
think
over there
people
thinks
are
so.
just
Janix, feel
hungry
free
for
to
like,
unmute, chop in here. I see you emoting. You don't have to, whatever you're comfortable with, but feel free to chop in here if you want.
I don't want to say much. How's it going, guys? I was
What up?
just gonna comment on a couple of things. I just appreciate the conversation. Really, I'm relating to it tonight. So yeah.
Dope. Well, appreciate you. Yeah, don't feel pressure to speak. I just saw your request up, so if you want to pop in, some
Yeah, I
people
don't
don't
want
know
to.
the
I don't want to
etiquette,
interrupt.
so I don't want
You
you to
guys got a
feel
whole thing going, so definitely,
cool.
I don't want to interrupt that.
Well, if you do want to, you have a little comment. Don't interrupt to like chill or something, but you want to add to the conversation. Feel free to interrupt respectfully and add.
dude, interrupt me as much as you want, man. It's probably you probably got better ideas than I do, even.
I don't say that. Gotta love yourself.
But yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, I think we got the coolest people in the world right now. I think that we all grew up sort of, doing the same things, and we all sort of like the same things, and we all, I mean, yeah, there's every now and then there's a debate, and you pick a side. Are you royalties? Are you not royalties? And it's vicious, but all in all, like I think the core Web3 people is like we're all here, and we're all building, and we're all waiting on like some really cool shit, and I'm just so looking forward to all the innovation that's gonna. Right now, I think there's a lack of innovation, but I think next bull run we're gonna see some crazy innovation.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're talking about your Sage NFT project where you're going to be able to basically pay a Pokemon type kind of game, and instead of like there just being like one Pokemon that's a Mewtwo in every game, there's one on the blockchain, bro, and it's literally the rarest fucking thing, bro. Like $1 million Mewtwo or like whatever it is, like 100,000, $10,000 Mewtwo, like bro, like. Bro, imagine Pokemon did that. Imagine you like, you know what I mean? Imagine like NFTs came out earlier and you had like the Charizard, or you had like there was like a game and like there was they put like Ash in there, and you had like you could beat him in a battle and win his Charizard. You had like Ash's Charizard from the fucking cartoon. Like, how much would that be worth, bro? $1 million? Like, you know what I mean? How much are the cards still worth? Like, dude, I don't know. I
Right.
just see like people like we're at the beginning of blockchain, bro. None of this shit is like fully implemented yet, but I think the people in it right now, especially the people who have lost money and are still in it, which is like everyone that's still in it, or not everyone, but a lot. You got to be seeing what I'm seeing. Like, you got to be seeing the creative side of it. Like, you got to be seeing what's not there yet, but what this is the groundwork for. I mean, I think that's what keeps you in, right? Because I don't think it's like waking up every day and looking up just at your PFP, right? I think it's the community and where you see this going in the long run.
Yeah, it's definitely the community, dude. Waking up and saying something nice, and either making somebody's day or somebody else making my day, or starting their day off right, at least, or somebody helping me start my day off right, and or sometimes, something will happen in real life and it's kind of a downer, but then you go into the Discord and like everybody's there and, just so kind and gracious and grateful for each other. And, right now I think that the community is a big thing. And by the way, I want to say this too, because I think you'll really dig this. This is sort of like the idea of Sage Saga, like you like the foundation of it. Our next idea for it, and I think that this is really cool, just as like a monster collecting fan. Wait, I grew up on more than just Pokemon, dude. I was Digimon. I was like the
Yeah,
obscure ones,
Digimon
like
too.
Monster Rancher. I don't know if you
Monster
know
Rancher, I've
you know
never
Monster
heard of.
Rancher. Yeah, dude.
Monster
Nobody
Hunter, I
ever heard of
fucked with.
Monster what?
Monster Hunter, I fucked with. The
Oh,
video
I
game.
dude, I played a Monster Hunter. I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, but I remember playing one and I loved it.
I used to also fuck with this shit called Fighting Foodons, where they would like summon fried rice to battle like a vanilla smoothie, and the food would like have like these Pokemon battles. But no one seems to remember that ever, and it might just come from my Mandela effect dimension that I was born in or something. But I think it's out there somewhere. Just
Dude,
Fighting
I mean, I'm
Foodons.
probably about to look it up, man. I'm probably gonna look it up because I love anything monster collecting.
They're like
I'm
food
for pretty
monsters.
much.
It was like Pokemon, bro, but the monsters were food. Yeah, I gotta get back into that. I looked it up one time. It
Dude,
does exist. I was kidding. It's not from a fake dimension.
yeah, well, if it exists, dude, I'm about to. I don't know what it was on, but I'm gonna order it.
I gotta find it too. Fighting Foodons, 2002 animation, one season. Says it's on Pluto TV. You could watch it now for free. Okay, six
Oh,
out of
it was
10
a
from the
show. I
critics.
thought it was a
People don't
game.
love it. No, no. Oh yeah, no. They might have had a game, but I think it was a show. It was a
Well,
show first, but it was in that same shit, bro. It was like I would line up on the Saturday morning for the WB11, and it would be like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then like Pokemon, and then like Digimon, and then the
oh,
Fighting Foodons would come on. It was like they were like in the mix, and then Static Shock.
yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh was a big one for me too, man. I was obsessed with you. I mean, fully obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh. Never
Yeah,
really
I gotta
learned how
find
to
this
play
shit.
the game myself. Like I
Oh, I was
mostly
always
just
playing the
like,
game, probably wrong, but
yeah, that was me, dude. I was always playing it, and I never read a rule book, so I guarantee you that I was playing that shit wrong. But dude, I Yu-Gi-Oh was big for me. Um, but let me pitch this idea to you and give me some feedback on this.
yeah, yeah,
So the idea, I say I want the community to win as well as as much as I want myself to win. Put it that way. Um, I think it's a cool idea. So we got the Genesis collection, which is more of like the IP and stuff like that. Um, when we do our next collection, which is going to be a larger with like game activations and stuff, we'll implement a breeding system. And the idea is that we have like a limited supply, so let's just use a number that's familiar. Like say we do 10,000, but that's not enough for a game to be sustainable. So we just let the community control the flow of the kaiju, and we just take a very small royalty cut and hope that we have enough people actually breeding and buying on secondary to do this. So I think that the cool thing about that is like let's say there's like a semi rare kaiju that you really like. Like if you go in and scoop up all of those kaiju, the community decides what gets bred, which means that if you want to corner the market on, and I say this, we're not trying to rip off Pokemon. I'm just trying to make it relatable for people because they don't know our kaiju's names. So like, if you went in and there was like 30 Charizards or Charmander, I guess, um, and you bought all the Charmanders up, you could decide then to breed one Charmander a year and just keep the rest. And that one
yeah.
Charmander might be worth a fuck ton of money. And I think that kind of like that thinking. Now you could also like overbreed. Like maybe you got one that's in high demand and you breed the shit out of it, right? Like you just exhaust all available, possible breeds, and and really push it out there. I think that that's like for a monster collecting series on the blockchain. I think that that's a super interesting idea because you're putting the company in a position where it relies on community contribution. So they win and the company takes a small cut, and they also get to sort of build the world with you. Well, is this a rare kaiju? You decide. Yeah, we're going to have a few one of ones, but most of them are going to have at least two. And now you decide how many there are as a group. And we sort of reap
Yeah, I
a
kind of like that.
small portion. Yeah, man, I think that's a really.
I like when
I
the
think that
community
that's.
creates the world in some way, shape, or form. And I think everyone likes that, but it's hard to involve. But I think when you get it right, it's a win.
Yeah, and that's. I think people have been getting it wrong so far. I mean, like, you got a few people that get it, like Gary and a couple other people, but I think that people have really gotten that kind of stuff wrong so far. Like the way that Axie Infinity handled breeding is like, and by the way, I'm an Axie player, I'm an Axie supporter, but I do not like the way that they handled breeding and really just a monster collector in general. And they're like the biggest.
Wait,
They're the
quick
biggest
question while we're on the
NFT
topic.
anyway.
Do you know any play to earns you would recommend right now? Because I have not seen any of those really be sustainable. Even
Play to
Axie is really the
earn.
biggest, and it's kind of they had to like shut things down, I think, right, and then come out with Axie Origins. I think they're like coming out with that or working on that.
They shut it down because they got hacked really bad. Like they lost. Gosh, I
The
forget how
original
many
they shut
millions
down,
of
right? But
dollars.
didn't they pilot
Oh
Axie?
yeah,
Didn't they pilot new or something
they
Origins
they
beta?
they shut down the play to earn on the OG version.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so I guess the question is there anything that still is live, or I'm assuming the answer is no, but I gotta ask.
No, there's it. Well, it depends. Are you asking me? Is there anything that you can like make real money on right now? Or are you asking me that if there's anything that's fun?
Anything that's fun that I could make, like, I don't know, bro, even $1, like, if I play for a few hours, like,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to cash out, but like something that might one day, you know what I mean, like be profitable, but at least is fun now, so I can kind of feel like I got in. And if it's like, okay, this never goes anywhere, and I only made my $4, okay, cool, but at least it was fun as fuck. Yeah, it has to be fun. Fun is like it is a non-negotiable. Profitable is like, okay, yeah, I kind of want that in there, but second priority.
um, I would say Gods Unchained is probably your best bet if
Damn
you
it,
like
bro! I'm
card
already on
games.
this. I love Gods
I
Unchained.
like it,
It's
dude. What do
so
you
funny,
think of
but
it?
it's like the only dude. I honestly love it. It's just I also want like like a shooter or something like that. But dude, I love Gods Unchained. Gods Unchained is a great fucking
Gods
time.
Unchained.
I have to get better at like building my deck because I kind of got to a point where I plateaued and I thought I was a badass, and now people are fucking me up. So I gotta like look at what they're doing with their decks that like I'm missing or whatever. But but dude, it's a lot of fun. It's like right, it's got me strategizing and shit. It's not very expensive right now. If you need to buy cards, you can. There's a feeling that
Right.
maybe one day it could blow up. It could be the next like Hearthstone or something. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Something that's like okay, it has some earnings potential and it's got a great feel. Yeah, bro, I'm on to Gods Unchained. Anyone who I've asked, I think has led me there. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun, and that's a game too that I was playing before I was really earning. I just like the game. Really, I want to shout out really quick too. Flavor just shot me a message. He said, um, "Do you know anything Gala games? You know anything about them?"
I don't know. Is that no Galaxy Games? I think I know. What's Gala Games?
Gala games. So they do Townstar, which is it's like Farmville but on the blockchain.
Yeah, Farmville. All with all due respect, not my alley, so to speak. Um, but it sounds decent.
No, I mean it's okay, but the problem with that one is, gosh, they're earning. They were, as much as I like that company, they really are a disaster, man. So here's the way that they set up their. By the way, I just tweeted about this the other day. If you're doing any kind of play to earn game, the first box that you need to check as a company is make sure whatever the fuck the player is earning has utility. So if they're earning a, ERC20 token on top of Ethereum, Sage coin or fucking Town coin, you got to make sure that that shit has utility before you start giving it to people. Because if there's no utility, they're going
IRL
to cash
utility,
out.
or you're saying at least in-game utility?
At least, and like, you got to have some kind of, like, the coin has to be. I mean, if in the game is a start, like that's
In-game
where we start.
has
Like
to be. I
that's
think in-game is non-negotiable. I think IRL is hard to
yeah.
deliver on, but I think at least in the game, it's got to unlock another level or a player or fucking level you up or something.
Well, Gods
Armor.
Unchained, I think, went about it in a good way. So they, you
Well, yeah,
you
they let
get
you
the
buy
5
characters.
copies or whatever, and then it might be 2, whatever it is, but then you use the Gods token and the Flux to make it an NFT or to upgrade it or whatever. I think that's a great way to do
Yeah,
it.
or you could flat out buy cards with it. I think if you have enough of the God's token.
Yeah, I think you can buy cards with it. Yeah, there's a couple things that you can do with the Gods token, um, and I wouldn't necessarily say I'm bullish on God's token, but they definitely so compared to Townstar, which Townstar, by the way, just cut off player earnings. And I was playing Townstar, and compared, so you're doing Gods Unchained, you're doing the daily play to earn, right?
Yeah, that or I play the
Okay,
weekend
so
tournaments or whatever.
right, so you make probably, I don't know, I haven't played it
Oh, I
in a
don't play
couple of
every
weeks, but I
single
was
day, but yeah, I mean, I'm in and out.
yeah. So, but I was doing okay on there. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't even like supplemental income, but it was like, oh, like I'm earning a little God's token on here. That's cool.
Yeah, you make like a few
I
bucks.
was earning I was earning the equivalent of a penny a day. Now, by the way, let me shout this out because Flavor, who shot me the message, was doing really good on Townstar back in the day. I started on Townstar late after the hype had left, and I was earning the equivalent of 1 penny a day, and sometimes not even that, for several hours of playing.
Yeah, that's low return.
And yeah, and the way that they've got it set up is, number one, Talent Coin has zero utility, so the only thing you can do with it, I think they eventually made it to where you could stake it a little bit, but it's kind of shaky to me. And then they did, like, it's not based on any kind of leaderboard. Like, so Gods Unchained, you like, the higher you get, the more like they got the multipliers. Like, if you're in a higher rank, it's a little bit more of a multiplier on the daily play to earn. No leaderboards matter in Townstar. It's if you buy one of their NFTs and then you plant it down in your farm, then you can earn a fixed amount on that NFT per day. Meaning, if you buy a shit ton of NFTs, then all you do is log in and complete your daily task and then shut the game off, and you've earned all that you can earn. There's no incentive to get good at the game or anything like that. There's no incentive to keep the town coin, really, so you sell that out. And then on top of it all, they shut down player earnings because they were like, well, this isn't sustainable. Everybody's selling the fucking token. And it's like, I cannot believe that you guys were smart enough to build this game and did not think that through. You didn't have one person with an economics degree on the team that could have been like, this is not going to go well. This is going to be bad.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes, but not all areas of intelligence transfer over. That has to be the answer, right? Like, I wonder the same thing because I'm like, some of these things seem obvious, but it's like, maybe sometimes you're such a specialized genius or brilliant in one area, and you just don't have anything for the other areas. Yeah, maybe they just didn't have an economics mindset towards it. I agree, bro. You got to have some utility, otherwise it's obvious. But yeah, I don't know. Like maybe that's a lesson they'll learn, and maybe the next thing they'll do will be better. It's hard to say. I agree, though. It seems like I did not see it coming kind of moment.
I just wanted to mention, have you heard of EVIO, or you ever played that? It's like kind of a shooter game that you can like earn. Like, you earn in-game currency that is like 10,000 of the in-game currency is equivalent to supposedly $5 worth of Solana is the currency they've been going with, but that could change.
And where do you get this? This is on Magic Eden or?
Yeah, you would need you do need like a skin character. Actually, no, you technically don't right now. You can just log in to the browser.
Where do I log in? Do you want to like pin it
Yeah,
at the top?
ev.io. You just go to ev.io and you can start playing like right away.
Oh, you don't have to connect like your wallet or anything? Is it an NFT game or it's just like an online game?
So yeah, it's a browser game, but you can have NFTs and
Play to earn
they can
first-person shooter on Solana. Interesting.
Yeah, and the NFTs like increase the amount of in-game token that you can earn, and then that you can like translate. It's like a direct supposed to be $5, whatever they have in the bank. Currently, it's like the average is $17 worth of Solana, so you get $5 at 17. That's just the last. That's what they're.
You're
they're trying.
This?
What's that? Yeah, I play it all the time.
It's good. What would you compare it to anything?
I don't know. It's just like it's good enough for me, like easy enough to log in and just like if I can have enough fun. I have like a small clan on there and shit. I'm not shilling it or whatever. It's just it seemed fitting.
Do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, but there. I mean, there's got to be something, no? Like, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but like there's no other game that it's sort of like it's like a Destiny, it's like a Halo, it's like it's like a Call of Duty.
Yeah, what was that game
Overwatch
back in the day?
Fall Guys.
There was a game. Shit, I can't think of it. But it's just like a arcade shooter type sort of. Like you can like teleport around.
When you would go to like a bowling alley or something, and like you were too young to play, and your parents were playing, and you would like pick up the gun, and you would like shoot like that.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's like fast paced enough that it's like I don't know, it's good enough. I get like 169 frames a second, so that's like more than I get in other games because it's like so light to run. So like, I can make use of my like monitor even though my graphics card's shitty.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I just joined their Discord. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll check them out, dude. If they got, I'm really skeptical of anything Solana though. I mean, I'm not shitting on Solana as a whole. It's just like I've been burned on Solana, dude. I'm super skeptical.
Yeah, no, I
mean,
if
it's fun, it's fun. But yeah.
Yeah. No, that's just what they went with. I mean, they minted their NFTs. They were like a free to play, or they had nothing to do with NFTs for a year. They were just a game, and I started playing it before they announced anything about NFTs. Just in like Discords because it was like we could all group up. Like it was kind of ironic. I was in NFT Discords and we were playing this game. And then 2 months later, they were like, "We're gonna like announce we're gonna do NFTs," and half the people were like, "Ah, shit," and I was like, "Nice." And it's been okay. Like I think the direction they've gone with it has worked. It makes enough sense. Like, but it's not. They're not like promising the world or anything. But yeah,
that actually made it sound more interesting to me.
What?
Like I definitely would have been. I could definitely see like the existing player base being like, "Fuck this," but to me, that's like, dude, that's a bold move on their part. So they must have had some kind of grand plan.
Yeah,
I'm looking online. The players look kind of cool.
Do you remember Addicting Games? That's like they're like an addicting somehow connected to that company, that website.
Addictinggames.com. Yeah, I feel like I remember that. Like vaguely, I thought that was like a dream I had once. Yeah, bro.
I used to play like Kitten Cannon on that website, like when I was in high school, like a bunch. On the like,
Soul was like what, $40? $50?
What is it? The NFTs. Oh yeah, they do have like lending too. So I have like a bunch of them, and I just like lend them out to people. But they used to be able to lend them out at 100% earn rate, and they like for some reason they maxed out. They capped it, so I can only give you 60% now. I don't understand that completely, but
what character do I want, bro? Like
if I was gonna get one of these, like I'm like half looking here, like Titus, Stronghold.
Oh yeah, so there's
Anthem,
common, legendary, or common, rare, something else, and then legendary, and there's those are each different
common, but then
earning
there's
tiers.
factions. There's Primus. There's heroes. Like what's important?
Yeah,
what do I care about?
They haven't done anything with
Do I care
that
about
yet, but that is a thing. I don't know what that is yet. They haven't done anything with that.
All these floor ones are common, so I'll probably just get a common one. But what about factions and stuff? Samurai, Samori? Oh, not Samurai, Samori. Oh, this one's rare.
As far as I know, the factions, they haven't gone into too much detail.
Oh, this one's epic. Wait, what's the order? Epic, I guess.
Oh,
more epic.
I think it's common, rare, epic, legendary.
Okay, there's some epics kind of near the floor here.
Yeah, I mean, I think now is probably anything Solana right now is probably not even. It's probably
Can
down
I play
so
this
bad.
without buying one of these things? You said yes.
What's that?
Can I play this without buying one of these things?
Yeah, I think they just last week.
Like this, these are not.
Yeah, even the Discord, they just announced last week that they were gonna go back to a thing where even without an NFT you can earn, but it's just gonna be a small amount, and then everybody with NFTs gets an extra boost on top of it.
Interesting. So you said next week that's coming out?
No, probably now. Or maybe not. I think a week ago I read that, so I don't know. They're usually pretty quick. They are trying all sorts of things to make it work.
You said legendary is the highest tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I see this legendary here, 6 Solanas, or here's one 5.9. Yeah, bro. This is not that expensive to get a highest tier thing if you really like the game. 5 times 14 or whatever, 75-ish bucks.
Although 80, I think I minted all the ones I have. I minted, and I think so that was between 0.75 and maybe 1.5 at the most that I paid. But most on average, probably I paid 1 Solana, and I have I have 2 legendary skins, a legendary sword, and a legendary weapon.
And sorry, I forgot if you said this. The legendary had utility in the game or not?
Well, it has they have a higher earning.
Higher earning.
Yeah, so you earn more per kill.
Oh. All right, so not to be abrupt. So I'm probably gonna be wrapping up this space.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to go this off the rails with it.
No, bro, you're not even. I'm super interested in whatever you just showed me. It looked very cool to me, and it took my attention. So that's honestly 100% my fault. That's on me, and hopefully other people will like it and check it out, and not just be annoyed that I got fucking in this little hole here. But yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a few more minutes here, or anything we kind of want to wrap up on, or throw it back to Dylan. Dylan's the guest here, more or less. So, or not more or less. Dylan is 100% the guest here. But anything you want to kind of bring up, mic drop moments, anything want to go over here?
No, I mean, I just appreciate you having me on, man, and taking the time to get to know me, and yeah, I just really appreciate it, dude. You've been a great host, and it's just been a great talk, man. So I appreciate you a lot.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, pleasure to hear it. Yeah, I would say honestly, like I said, bro, I'm just getting this going to kind of expand things, So like we said before, bro, if you're in a decent spot, you have to be in a decent spot to kind of expand. I'm not a millionaire, bro. I don't even own a house yet, but I am renting the house that I live in now, and I'm happy here. Bro, who doesn't want more, right? But I wake up every day, bro. There's no rockets flying at my house. There's no one coming for me, bro. My bills are getting paid, bro. I could eat more or less what I want to eat, bro. Obviously, I wish I could eat some fucking 5-star Wagyu and shit every fucking meal, But bro, I'm good. You know what I mean? And there's people who would look at me and go, "Damn, I wish I was that guy," and that type of thing. And there's people who I look up at. You know what I mean? No matter where you are, there, few people are on the very top or very bottom, and there's always a spectrum. So, bro, whether people listen or not, or whatever value people get out of this, hopefully I hope the listeners get value. But, I'm out here doing this to, bring value to you, bring value to, whoever does come on. So it makes me very happy to hear that, you enjoyed yourself on here because,
step one is to, give something to the person next to you, and then have, that person give it to the person beside them, kind of thing. Each one teach one, and, kind of change the world one by one, grassroots. I saw you, you mentioned you want to come on. I looked over your profile, bro. I liked your music. I liked all the positive fucking quotes you posted. I like that you said you were into coding, bro. I did a little research and I said, yeah, let's find out the rest, kind of live and on air. I like this dude's vibe. I don't think he's fucking around. Let's get him on the show. So thank you very much for coming on. Feel free to join future podcasts. We lost our co-host today. He had to go anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's his first time trying it. He may be back in the future, but either way, just happy to have the conversation. So feel free to keep connecting. You need anything, you want anything, join a space with me, whatever. But yeah, otherwise I think we'll close it out here unless you had any last words.
I'm good, man. Much love, and to anybody listening, much love, and sending all the positive vibes and positive energy I can to all y'all.
Hell yeah, Janix, you good? Any mic drops, Janix?
No mic drops. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. That's the mic drop. All right, so just echoing Dylan here, and also a message from our other friend in the space. Dylan, do you know Afakasi, by the way?
Maybe. I don't recognize the name, but maybe if I saw it.
All right, I'll send you a link later. But you're literally echoing how he always closes out. He inspired, bro. He honestly, I think I could give him credit for either 90% or maybe 100% being the person that kind of inspired me to get on this path where I started podcasting. He does this thing called the barbershop, bro, and I love it. But he always closes it out, and he goes, the universe is abundant. The universe is full of love. You are made from the same cosmic material, as your refrigerator, but also the sun and the moon and the stars, bro. It's all fucking connected, and it's all made of love, and you are loved. And that's what we got for you, bro. You are loved, and peace out. Thank you for coming to our podcast, and please come some more.